Welcome to Bias Lab. Today, we are embarking on a journey that will take us deeper than ever before. We aren't just examining a few mental errors, we are exploring the very architecture of your thoughts. Imagine your brain as a supercomputer, but one programmed thousands of years ago for a very different world. Over the next 15 minutes, we will uncover 13 cognitive biases that influence every purchase you make, every person you trust, and every belief you hold dear. Prepare to see the world as it actually is. Your brain evolved for speed and survival on the African savanna. In that world, overthinking could be a death sentence. So, it developed shortcuts. Fast forward to the modern era, and those same shortcuts are now causing us to make irrational choices in a complex digital age. Our first stop is the most pervasive bias of all, confirmation bias. It is the silent filter that shapes your reality every single day. Confirmation bias is our tendency to search for, interpret, and favor information that confirms our existing beliefs. Consider your social media feed. Algorithms aren't designed to show you the truth, they are designed to keep you engaged. And nothing maintains engagement quite like seeing people who agree with you. Gradually, you lose the ability to even understand how someone could think differently. You don't realize you're in a cage because the bars are built from your own convictions. To fight this, you must actively seek out information that proves you wrong. It's uncomfortable, but it's the only way to escape the echo chamber. Training your brain to say, "I might be wrong," is the beginning of true wisdom. Next, we look at the power of first impressions. Bias number 2, anchoring. This is how your brain gets hooked by the first number it encounters. Marketing experts use this masterfully. They place a $20,000 watch in the window so that the $5,000 watch inside feels like a bargain. Without that initial anchor, you might think $5,000 is expensive. But your brain doesn't judge value in a vacuum. It judges it relative to the anchor. This applies to salary negotiations as well. The first person to mention a number sets the anchor for the entire conversation. If you start low, you'll likely end low. Whenever you see a price or a figure, ask yourself, would I value this the same if I hadn't seen the first number? Meditating on the anchor is the first step to pulling it up and moving toward a more rational decision. Bias number 3 is the reason why we often trust the wrong people. The halo effect. It's the bias that turns a single positive trait into a total personality makeover. When we see someone who is physically attractive or highly successful in one area, our brain automatically assumes they are also kind, intelligent, and honest. This is why celebrities are used to endorse everything from life insurance to medical advice. We transfer our admiration for their talent onto their character, often without any evidence. It affects hiring, dating, and even how juries perceive defendants in court. We are literally blinded by the light of a single positive trait. To overcome the halo effect, you must learn to evaluate traits in isolation. A powerful speaker isn't necessarily a capable leader. An attractive person isn't necessarily a kind one. Look beyond the glow to see the actual person underneath. Bias number 4 explains why we fear the wrong things. Availability bias. It's when our memory takes a shortcut and mistakes easy to recall for likely to occur. Why are people more afraid of shark attacks than falling coconuts, even though coconuts kill far more people? Because shark attacks are vivid, emotional, and dominate the news. Your brain uses the ease of recall as a proxy for probability. If you can easily think of an example, you assume it's common. This is why sensationalist media has such a powerful grip on our collective psyche. We don't fear the statistically most dangerous things. We fear the most memorable ones. When you feel a sudden surge of fear or certainty about a rare event, pause and check the statistics. Data is the only cure for the drama of the availability bias. Don't let a single headline dictate your worldview. Bias number 5 is the reason we stay in bad situations for too long. Loss aversion. Our brain hates losing much more than it loves winning. Psychologists have proven that the pain of losing $100 is twice as intense as the joy of gaining $100. This evolutionary trait kept our ancestors safe. Better to keep what you have than risk losing it all. But in the modern world, it leads to the sunk cost fallacy. We stay in miserable jobs, toxic relationships, and failing investments simply because we've already paid so much. We are so afraid of losing our investment of time or money that we end up losing even more in the long run. To overcome loss aversion, stop looking at what you've already spent. That's gone. Instead, ask yourself, if I were starting from scratch today, would I choose this path? If the answer is no, it's time to let go. Bias number 6 is perhaps the most famous one on the internet. The Dunning-Kruger effect. It's why the least informed are often the most confident. When you start learning something new, you quickly gain a little bit of knowledge and your confidence skyrockets. You think you've mastered it. This is Mount Stupid. But as you learn more, you realize how much you don't know, and your confidence crashes. Real experts often feel like imposters because they understand the true complexity of the subject. The danger is when people on Mount Stupid make decisions for everyone else. They don't know enough to know that they're wrong. The cure for Dunning-Kruger is simple, but challenging. Keep learning. The more you know, the more humble you become. Always remain a student, and never be afraid to say, I don't know enough about this yet to have a final opinion. Bias number 7 is the reason success stories are so misleading: survivorship bias. We focus on the survivors and forget the graveyard of failures. In WK, the military wanted to add armor to the parts of planes that returned with the most bullet holes. But mathematician Abraham Wald realized they were only looking at the survivors. The planes shot in the engines didn't return to be measured. Armor should go where the holes weren't. In our lives, we look at billionaire dropouts and think quitting school is a good idea, forgetting the millions who dropped out and lost everything. Success is often as much about what you don't see as what you do. To gain a true picture of success, you must study the failures. Don't just follow the footsteps of the one who made it. Look at the thousands who didn't and discover why they fell. That is where the real lessons are hidden. Bias number 8 shows that facts don't matter as much as presentation. The framing effect. How you say it changes what people do. Would you rather buy yogurt that is 90% fat-free or yogurt that has 10% fat? Most people choose the first one, even though they are identical. Our brains are hardwired to react to positive or negative framing. Politicians and advertisers use this daily to nudge your opinions without you even noticing. A tax cut sounds better than a spending increase, even if they result in the same deficit. We are susceptible to the frame, often more than the picture inside it. When presented with a choice, try to flip the frame. If someone tells you the survival rate, look for the mortality rate. By viewing the same data from the opposite angle, you can see through the manipulation and make a truly independent choice. Bias number 9 is about our deep need to belong, the bandwagon effect. If everyone is doing it, it must be right. Right? The bandwagon effect is why fashion trends exist, why certain stocks become bubbles, and why social media opinions shift so violently. We have a biological fear of being left out. If we see a large group believing something, our brain assumes they know something we don't. But history is full of examples where the majority was dangerously wrong. From financial crashes to political movements, the bandwagon can lead an entire society off a cliff if no one stops to ask, why am I following them? Popularity is not a proxy for truth. To be truly rational, you must be willing to stand alone. Before joining the crowd, ask yourself if you're moving because of evidence or because of the fear of isolation. True leadership is often found outside the bandwagon. Bias number 10 is the invisible weight that holds us back. Status quo bias. We prefer the devil we know to the angel we don't. Change is perceived by our brain as a risk. Even if our current situation is bad, It's familiar. This is why we stay in jobs we hate or use outdated technology long after better options exist. We overvalue the cost of change and undervalue the potential of improvement. This bias is the greatest enemy of progress, both for individuals and for entire organizations. We aren't choosing what's best. We're choosing what's easy because it's what we've always done. It's the ultimate trap of the mind. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. To overcome status quo bias, you must become comfortable with uncertainty. Start small by changing your routines. Once your brain learns that change isn't a threat, you'll be free to pursue the improvements you deserve. Next, we look at why we feel so self-conscious. Bias number 11, the spotlight effect. We think everyone is watching us, but the truth is, they're busy watching themselves. Have you ever had a stain on your shirt and felt like the whole world was staring at it? That's the spotlight effect. In experiments, researchers found that while we think 50% of people notice our embarrassing moments, in reality, less than 20% do. We are the center of our own universe, so we assume we are the center of everyone else's too. This bias creates unnecessary social anxiety and keeps us from being our authentic selves. The truth is liberating. Most people are too busy thinking about their own stains to notice yours. The next time you feel judged, remember the spotlight effect. Relax. Nobody is paying as much attention to you as you are. Use that freedom to take risks and stop worrying about the imaginary audience. Bias number 12 is the "I knew it all along" effect. Hindsight bias. It's why we think we can predict the future after it has already happened. After a major event, like a stock market crash or a sports game, people often say, "It was so obvious." This is hindsight bias. Once we know the outcome, our brain rewrites our memories to make it seem like we predicted it. This is dangerous because it gives us a false sense of security in our predictive abilities. It makes us judge others harshly for mistakes that were actually impossible to avoid. We confuse knowing the answer now with "it was easy to know then." It's the ultimate trick of the memory. To fight hindsight bias, keep a journal of your decisions and your predictions at the time. When you look back later, you'll see how uncertain the world actually was. This will help you become more humble and less judgmental of yourself and others. Finally, we look at our internal sunny weather. Bias number 13. Optimism bias. It's why we think bad things happen to other people, but not to us. Optimism bias is our tendency to overestimate the likelihood of positive events and underestimate the likelihood of negative ones. We think we're less likely to get sick or fail in a business venture than the average person. While optimism keeps us motivated, it can also lead to poor planning and risky behavior. We ignore warning signs because we believe we're special. It's the reason why projects are always over budget and behind schedule. We plan for the best case and get surprised by reality. To counter optimism bias, practice pre-mortems. Before you start a project, imagine it has already failed and ask yourself why. This forces your brain to look for the risks you've been ignoring. Balance your hope with a healthy dose of realism. We have journeyed through the deep shadows of the human mind. These 13 biases are just the beginning of understanding your internal supercomputer. But remember, awareness is your superpower. The moment you name a bias, you start to break its spell. You stop being a passenger in your own life and start being the pilot. Thank you for spending this time with us at Bias Lab. If you found these insights valuable, share this video with someone who needs to see the world more clearly. And as always, remember that the most powerful skill you can learn is understanding how your own mind works. Kände du igen det här? Följ för fler psykologiska insikter.